I also have to take this opportunity to thank all our supporters, the delegates, who actually had the courage, notwithstanding the intimidations that they went through before and during the voting. Honorable Ken, we are proud of you. We believe that you are going to make us proud. And the campaign team is ready to go. And we believe within the next 3 or 4 days, we will start our next campaign schedule. We can assure you, we are not in this race to negotiate. We are not in this race to campaign for somebody. Honorable Ken is going all the way. His ascendance to the second position is understandable. Because we know that for whatever reason, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is perceived as the establishment candidate. And therefore, given the number of government appointees and the ministers of state, it was even said by themselves that they were going to get 80% to 75%. So being able to push him to the 60s, I think it's an achievement, and I have to salute him. I have to go on to tell you how we are here this afternoon. There has been the social media of a meeting, of an interview that was granted by Mortuary, in which the chairman of the Shanti region of the New Patriotic Party, my beloved party, was interviewed, and he claims that it is Kwame Yusu, the campaign manager, who actually misinformed Honorable Ken of the events that were happening in Northeast region, the region of the Vice President. I want to put this straight, that Chairman to me lied. And why? Because Honorable Ken's message was captured in the morning before the noon. And the call was placed to him according to phone records by 10:39 p.m. And from the record that I went through, he and the lady spoke for 2.5 minutes. Chairman Wontumi came to where I was an agent, because I was an agent at Ashanti region, the law faculty. He came in there 12 o'clock. So how could he have heard that I was the one who was reporting the matter to Honorable Ken, when even the incident was out before he even came to the premises for the voting? So it is quite untrue. The records are there. So he's then telling people I'm the one who misinformed, and even the person wasn't an agent, and I'm there to cause trouble, and if something had happened, I was the person who actually did that. Chairman Wontumi, I don't know. I was on a phone with our agent who was there, his name is Ganiyu, telling him not to sign the pink sheet when all is done, on the basis that the election was supposed to be held outdoor. It was held indoor. And so the happenings could not be reported. Nobody was supposed to vote and raise the voting paper, and they were taking place. And we also had a report from Our Lady that when he challenged that, he went out and being interviewed by TV3, he was also being chased out. So he had to run away from the place. Given all those, I concluded that we will not sign the pink sheet. And that is what I was talking to my agent about. Subsequently, I spoke on the same subject to the secretary to the election committee of the NPP, and also joined on the line with the Electoral Commission, I think Deputy Electoral Commission, and I vented the same situation that we're not going to sign, given the malpractices, what is happening. That is what took place. I don't know how Chairman Wontumi can recall and come out with a statement to tell people that I actually made the report and incited. I don't know. Maybe the language I was speaking, he was not privy or could not understand it, which I can understand. Because maybe I should have spoken Chi, and I don't do that most of the time. So this is a misreporting and misinformation, and I've called you today to clarify such information. Just on record, and I want this to be put on record, that the message, and you all can look at your phones, came out in the public when Honorable Ken was addressing the issue, and he, Chairman Wontumi, with all witnesses, came into the center at 12 o'clock. By that alone, I couldn't have been the person who fed Honorable Ken with that information. And that is what the major thing why I called you here to tell you. I have also assembled some people, few people here, to let them tell their own story, especially the lady who was chased out, Hajia Humud. He happens to be our agent. I mean, some people say he wasn't the agent. I even had the picture here, which I will show you as an agent, so that there's no dispute about that. Can I have the picture, please? I have to go through here. So today, you have the opportunity to interview the lady and ask questions so that it doesn't become that Mr. Owusu. This is the lady that we are talking about with the badge. So I expect you guys to ask, and I've also brought in another person who was also an agent in the Northeast, in Bono East, who was also beaten and who also tell his story. And I also have the agent who I spoke to not to sign. By him being refused to sign, they had to chase him, and he had to stay in Tamale because they went to block the road to his hometown, so his motorbike couldn't pass. So he was kept in the hotel in Tamale. He's also here to tell you about his ordeal. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to my humble abode. Thank you very much. Mr. Okay. Haji Ahumus was the agent in Northeast, where the report was sent to Honorable Ken that more practices were taking place. So I'd like you to have the opportunity to hear or to listen, to take it from the lion's own mouth, to hear from her what actually happened. And so the floor is open for Hajia to tell the story. Hajia, could you tell the people what happened?
Yo. Good afternoon to you all. Please, my name is Humudili Said, but popularly known as Hajia Ken. And this is my accreditation card for me to be an agent for Honorable Ken in the Northeast region. You remember, I remember that was a seven now, Mabahana Mubeti, a seven near a trio. Send a campaign manager Kayan Kakum, Yajo Coco, Nankasananu. I may call Northeast region, Echo representing Honorable Ken for the super delegate election. But answer na my orientation through the campaign manager say, Yamiya don't say your court grounds honoma. One, any quite say, Abana Yabetono, enclosed place. Two, no party official, Anna MP or minister will be a polling agent or Yabehuno inside. Some reforms went now by a tama. Now the 9 aspirants, Echo Preset Abano, Kayantuno one placer. The election committee can say there be Yabetu or different regions. And Tianopa Yako drew grounds. Yako drew grounds by 9:30. Now 9:20. And they call the first point because I was saying 4 points to the place venue level. But 1 point you're checking your security men or checking your and you realm. See a call the next point near entrance would you hall honor and no checking your near realm. See when the thinking said under normal circumstances there, who's the elections piano, and I am a briefing. The EC with the security personnel. Sabaya, the rules and regulations guiding that voting that very day. But as I that day, BBC NC. And to me call me a real and I may call YC official level. But then no, now my colleague no was seated there. And I'm going to introduce you to the chance and Panacho. Me a Honorable Kennedy, the agent, no, oh, colleague no crowd, I'm saying ye too. Me de me who ba bechira sebaya. Say, oh, sorry if you wanna me ba, mama may any long introduction, no see you. And I was na me shut room ni mo atmosphere na never hon. Na enye no any near him. One, election na was say to abanu plain area. And I said any one say enclosed. But baby near to abano, the dining hall of Naleregu Senior High School. Two, na enkrofo so no omuwo hall hono no na omudo so krache 28 delegates na was omuto abano. And even the regional organizer and the Tescon guys also stand by hall hono. And me supervisor we na me survey we na hu ye na. And 2 policemen no mu twem. And am bisa ba ko say masa me pacho. Why na the regional commander? Nyame a won charge say na on regional commander no. And nam no kire me say onu nie. Me share the tag no na ne din was so shy. I'm so oh master shy me pa cho enkrofo mo te hanum nyina no per the rules and regulations and as orientation na ye de maaye no any kwan say omu wa ha. Then the police commander ekacha me say oh Hajia omu te he na ye mo party for party patrons party financiers enetia am say there be ye nyesa na kasa ne ye mu no baby and as microphone ten baby a delegate no etino it's about 3 to 4 steps away from them. And in between the delegates no so no and microphone bi so omunye delegate ya mo special electoral tag bi and da omu kom no motete in between the delegates. And to me, police officer na kasano, one of them ebae. And obisa am say, oh, na ha just saying. And I'm say, Debbie, me abema. Ade e koso ha enye. Yenya na ebe ya ade. Enipa 28. Ye saying, enti ya na hyemra. Enti mum ye ndi mra no so. Ni enya ade peaceful. Na yen kono say, oh, adia. Say we yenya ye party fo a omo etie. I'm say, Debbie, yenya sa. Then voting started. The voting started and the electoral commission say 3-3. And to why 3-3 be 2 no see there be 4-4. And to 4-4 hono. And now youth organizer no ekwoto naba and no raising. So raising the tension in the room no was so hot say because mako elections and them knew what elections entails. Now boot no so aye to aba wo mu no. Hall no it's about 4 blocks. And na near so so ni na ye mosquito net. And the boot no so efesi abonten and na enkrofo so gina abonten e honom no enti baabi a wo beto aba akobia no ye behu se waba no udiko A anasa udiko B. The tension inside no was too much. Na me remu first no me pie ye ekosove area ho and na me san ba mu enti me ba mu na me be pie no and no se me mfa exit point no but this time round no exit point na me be fa mu apie no me twi door na ema me twi door na enti policemen two gina abonten. And to be trying to catch them say, they're lucky, ewo, a form. The one I'm saying, no, I dare no, and ye, I dream bonia bankro for 3 more. And to me be a pen and me pia bonting. To me pia bonting, I'm starting to me raising alarm because say me raising alarm no insider. It could be anything. Yes, because my life will be in danger. To me pia me raising alarm. Then the TV3 media man now or try say, or back granting interview. One guy was like, you're 30. I'm saying the electoral college is not 30, it's 28. And one no must start to say, or more bameso. Where when baby no. Who are you? I'm saying, who am I saying? But not omudoso. Then they push me, I fell. So I started running. So your security, your personal security that you do mokoyen. Now my man sign say, on can one far motorbike no emra. Then I jumped onto the motorbike straight to my hotel room. But God being so good no. Baby na me da no obi anim me hotel kra na me da enti ho na me lock me ho me try na me check it out enti me frɛ campaign manager that's na me try say me nsa ebeka honorable Ken me frɛ na me nsa kan me saka ti omumi anu na ti me honorable campaign manager e frɛ me na me kan asem say asem wei na e koso na o join me no say no o join me ni IGP. And the police commander, then myself, today any part 4. And the police, IGP bisa police commander and say, what is going on in your region? Na papa na sema master Shaibu asem na no kan. And what was happening in there no was wrong. It wasn't telling. He wasn't giving the right information to IGP. And then I'm saying, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. 3 times. Then IGP said, shut up, shut up, shut up. 3 times. Uncle Kwame, get that girl off the line. Get that girl off the line. Get that girl off the line. Now me campaign manager catch him say, me drop her from the line. Now me drop it here. 10 to 15 minutes time, campaign manager frame me back say, IGP says me go around and spread the false information about my action. I say, wow, why did I go wrong here? Then quickly, my friend said, omum peka e was na very good town. And my by then, so no I am checking up packing me near my way. No locking me home. No more far car. Say na me tena moto so say omonfa car no embra ti me cap hwe me I disguise myself na me share abaya say near de bo ampaye no say omonfa moto no emra car no emra me ti moto so enti baby a medru no then I will jump into the car. Then they met me on the road. Now me jump into the car whilst I was going because me nya direct car from Nalerigu to Tamale enti me nya from Nalerigu to Wale. Now me friend Tamale say they should do arrangement so omu maka every boliga emra Wale and pick me. Na nyame a on charge so me drew Wale so na car ne kra aspake age da ho a e twen me. Na ko say me de Africa world flight and never hour. Yes Sunday 1:30. But because of what happened I was running for my life. And today was said me changing my flight omuye new reservation I was Passion Air with the last flight 5:30 and I'm Bedru Accra Saturday. So that was the picture of Northeast. Thank you.
Thank you. So On this note, there's another gentleman who's going to
let me take the opportunity to clarify something with regard to let me take the opportunity to clarify the issue of the police, the IGP. I think from the IG standpoint, so Kapchi, I say a book IGP Abaso. Yeah. Because he was very helpful. At any point in time that you make a call and something is happening, unhide it quickly, or call whatever commander is there and get information. So I think he was very, very helpful for this. Very, extremely helpful. You just get something wrong, he will put people online and say, what is happening there? In the case of Hajia, I don't want it to be misconstrued as if IG was biased in any way. He wasn't there. So if the person said that there's an agent, and I made a statement that we are fully represented, there's an agent. His name is Ganiu, the one who I told him not to sign. So the idea that IG was telling Madam or Hajia not to go around saying because of what report that he had. But I can assure you, for every minute, he was so strict, he was so helpful, he made sure that everybody was treated fairly. So I just want to clarify that information that was given out so that it's not perceived as if somebody is on the side of anybody. He gave us every assistance at every point. So if no question, I'll have to release Hajia for the other person.
after the forum.
Should he?
Honorable Kennedy or Agyapong for Northeast region. Good afternoon once again, the media. What actually transpired in the Northeast region after the voting process has begun is that when the people were lining up to vote, they were all showing their votes to the next person following them. After showing, because it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth person that the confusion came on the side of the regional youth organizer. When it happened, then we all said, because what has happened, we have been told that we should not sign by my superior, that is my national campaign manager, Mr. Owusu. So there, the regional chairman said, they are going to give us some amount of money, 2,000. Then we said, no, we are not there for any money. He insisted that he will increase the amount by 1,000. Then we said, no, we are not going to go by any amount. Whatever amount you are giving, you are going to give it to us. We are not ready for it. Then after we told him we are leaving, myself and Honorable Alan's agent and that of Kojo Poku agent, we said we are leaving. Then he ran and locked the door. That is the dining hall, asking us we should better go and sign. If we don't sign, we are not leaving the hall. Then I asked, Chairman, we are not going to sign because we are under supervision and we report to people. If they have not given us the order, we cannot sign. That if we don't sign, they will beat us. Then I told the chairman, unless they kill us. If they kill us, fine. But if they don't kill us, we're not ready to sign. So we were there. Then after those interactions, he didn't know. He also told us if we happen to move out, he will allow boys to attack us. They said he should allow us to go so that the boys will attack us on the way. So upon hearing from the reportage that Honorable Kennedy has quickly responded to what has transpired, then they begin to lose down the strategies and the pressure that they were mounting on us. So there, they could now all started moving. They all started moving out. Then that is where we also had our way to move out. Else, in fact, it would have been a different thing altogether. So that is what happens after the voting process. Thank you very much.
To tell. Thank you.
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Charles Addo, the Bono East Regional Youth Organizer, and also campaign team member for Honorable Kennedy Ahene Agyapong. What happened on Saturday? Forgive me now, because I say now, you see, last Saturday was you were accredited agents and on war grounds. Now I was at hotel BMA operations. Then he called me and said 2 of our regional officers about now agent for a table no so say chairs no so say they are also an agent for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So, so I'm catch up and say no. They have 2 accredited agents. I'm represent Honorable the Vice President. So, they won't allow them to be an agent. And also, the rules of the game. They say any delegate cannot be an agent for any of the aspirants. So. They reported the case to the police. Police, answered them more attention. So they called me. When you are to enter the center, there were 3 different police checks points and a Then they drew me called me Ramono. Now they were resisting me and said, then I told them say me delegates and I want to make a complaint. Then we do last checkpoint now divisional police commander and on any men no ewo honomo. Then now one EC official no so ewo gate ano. I told them say there were 2 regional officers here. Almost say be representing the Vice President of the Republic. Then the game, the rules of the game is also clear and say omuntimi yes. Then police commander na catch and say yes and okre. And to only issue official no every inside. Then he called the organizer, that's the regional organizer Musa Suleimana. Omo frɛ omo ono and oba abontin. Oba abontin omo explain chire no oti ase. Then na aka deputy secretary no. That's Limam Seidu. Ono so ewo inside na or resist on your den ompie. The police for no effort so no na omo den ba outside the entrance. And to be true, not only police for exchange, who is the complainant to the issue? A petty for to Yaba. They have to, their regional officers, and they have to be there to help the process. It was around 8:30 thereabouts. No, it started into Abano. See, one of the police officers appointed and said, your colleague regional youth organizer, a complainant. Your kind of no cry and you no cry. The next thing I ubisa I say, do I know say organizer I'm more yet na piano. Per the party structures and he's my boss. Then I told him say, we are not here to do boss works. We are here to monitor the system. The system say BPR abeye kama. The next thing I mean say in front of the police. No matter so they were two. So her video na esa create na my brain cry in hono me ye call nti me hu na mo abo say o hwe me phone ya na 40,000 ehye me bottom e ma mo san eyi say ska no efi me bottom ti me ye compare me free hono na me kotena car mu ti I called the regional chairman and make the complaint to him the day before Saturday, that was Friday. Chairman so my say na your executive meeting before yakwa to abano. After complaining, I went back to exercise na me no. So within 10 minutes na we from Hotel de Jojo to me chairman fee so a very short. To me try say me ko ho no na makwa ko meeting na dey omo ye den omo work. You do chairman hall na me first vice chairman e wo ho. The second vice chairman e wo ho no mo. Me regional secretary ewo ho no mo me deputy woman organizer ewo ho no woman organizer ewo ho no deputy organizer ewo ho no mo second vice research and elections ewo ho no mo financial secretary was there then and only funding member ewo no ewo region mo he was there too. So me tena say na me start na omo akwa na yes oh yate asem no radio is so unfortunate. We were talking of the issue. Then what happened was the few minutes right after 30 minutes then they mu ya na se nipa mienu gina machi ba ku gina manimu omo bo me left and right na me te ho no mo enti the woman organizer oti right after me, or so there be pattern to come pim no hwe me no ka say in some bu a oji treatment e wo teach mine. Then me driver and so now wo abontin compound no mu ti o mo rush ye no mo frɛ no na other regional officers me buy no be ye den on be pata be fa me free ho nti MC a wo teach mine ono an pija me free from a omo so me mu a mo de me kotena we come a ye free ho ye call police station ko ye official complainer me free ho no ma me call hospital no mo transfer me free teach man de me ba Kumasi a ene ha ene ye we nti se media bisan ya kakra ye wo eka efa ho no
yeah so take us
and I placed a call to him. He responded. He got his commanders to quickly rescue this individual. And he was so helpful. Called for the arrest of the people or the perpetrators or whoever has done something wrong to him. So on this note, I want to take the opportunity to thank the IGP for the job well done. Thank you. Now your questions.
question particularly is directed towards Mr. Wusu.
Oh, me?
Yes. Now, in a 30 seconds video that went viral, where Honorable Agyapong reported to have said he is going to give the president and vice president showdown. The first question is that there are those who are saying that he was directly speaking to the vice president when he made his comment. You've indicated that you reviewed his call up and in answering to the question whether you were the one who gave him the information. Are you privy to if at the time he said he was going to do the showdown, he was speaking to the vice president or the president or a different person? And then the second question is, we've seen a communique from the party headquarters that is going to be subjected to a disciplinary process for that particular outburst and some actions undertaken by him. Has he been officially notified of this query to be made by the party, and what has been his reaction to it?
Okay, so we'll take the second question after which
I think I don't want to pile it up. Let us answer, if you would mind. With regard to whether or not the confrontation was directed towards the vice president, or are you concerned about the meaning as to confrontation? Because I think the showdown is basically a decisive point of either a confrontation or a contest. In that regard, if it's addressed to the vice president, it's only then meant that come November, no matter what happens in this time, he's going to be a victor. And so that is a showdown, right? It's a decisive confrontation or a contest. So if that was directed in that regard, it only meant that come November, no matter how much frustration that is going on and all the things that is going on in that particular part, which is at the backyard, the region of the vice president, is going to be victorious in come November. I think that is how the showdown meant. It is not a threat. It's nothing for us to be worried about. It's just a simple language, probably expressed in a different form. Now let me take on the question as to the disciplinary question. We got the notice, but a disciplinary committee, they don't call you because they are going to sanction you or punish you. He is not the only person. There have been 3 people or 4, I believe, and it is a place that you take your protests, your complaints, and they can also look at it from a different angle. So you are invited to come to tell your story as to what actually happened. So I believe it is nothing for us to be worried about. It's just a normal process. When you use the word disciplinary committee, it gives you impression as if somebody, but people, it's a place that you go there and make a protest and also tell the story of things that you think it is not right with regard to this election. So we have been and will be there to have a chat with them. Thank you. As a showdown response, I grow any from Emreni Dura and Ubehum said Ubewine and I said Meso Mewine, and that is what the reference it meant. Say, yeah, the Moya Biano, Maya Hena, about November, Ubehum said, Men may flag bearer, and I said, Dr. Baumia will be the flag bearer, and that is what that means. And the showdown, I see, and say, Yen chain, no form of for my age, man. No one now who said they will take an armor. So, okay.
the last question from the brother.
Good afternoon. My name is Apia from Kesman TV. I've been manager, listening to the narration of Hajia and making comparison to the video that went viral, the video of your own candidates. I want the team to confirm as to whether or not Hajia was actually sacked from the voting center. Because the impression I get is that looking at the atmosphere and observing whatever that was happening at the moment, she decided to exit the hall and then place a call to you and then speak to you as well. But what we saw on the video, the Honorable Kennedy was making a strong allegation that his agent has been sacked from the voting center. Again, I get the impression from the local coordinator that he even stayed true to the end of the process, but at the end, he did not sign based on the order you gave him. Now, the clarification has to come clearly as to whether or not they prevented Hajia as well from observing the process, so that we get to really understand how the allegation can be situated.
Okay. Well, let me answer by saying that if nothing happened to Ganiyu, it is because of the help of IG. The IG quickly called the commander and told him that there has to be peace. Order must be maintained. Everything should be right. So at that time, he has to have the confidence to be there. And the message was very clear. And he was also put on the line. It's not that only me and IG. So his confidence level went up and he was able to stay true. Now, I don't know the connection between what Hajia told Honorable Ken and his reaction and what Hajia is saying now. So I will allow you, as he says, I wanted to ask her, but as to what the information that Honorable Ken received was the fact that he has been sacked. And I was also told, and again, he just had to run for her life. So that gave that reaction. Now, as to whether that is true or not, Hajia will be the best person to answer. Hajia.
Sama ni wo hall na me hu say niema e koso no enya me draw police officer no attention to it. Baby a me fa epie ye first a me san be pie no na ya lock na police officer gina bonten ka kire me say min biye na ya lock no e wo from hon. Enti when na me pie ya because me raise alarm no insider. Anything could have happened to me looking at the atmosphere. See me pie abonten. Now me started saying mayor alarm about whatever that was going on in the hall. And I want to TV3 media man started say or recorded. No, they no chasing me out. I was pushed. Now I'm sorry because Oba a man one in so you can just imagine what I am even going through now. And when I'm a signal, your security is on kind home from motorbike, Emra. And you know, I was chased out. And if said from the premises, because I can man pie abonten mama ye we na anka inside one nebesi no kan ye papa. Thank you.
Again, let me say that there are two agents that were given accreditation. One will be to the box and the other will be an observer to see other things that may go wrong or in case the other one. So she was equally important. Her presence was important. The moment that she walked away from the place, we were short left there. And we had to work with that. But I feel that we had a representation, but there were other things that second agents were supposed to do. But we were denied that opportunity. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Musala. With all these issues coming, we are going to the second phase of the final. Are you going to petition the party on behalf of you so that people who are responsible for whatever happens to their agents will be there? Are you going to have a formal petition?
Of course, we will petition. It is part of the process for which the invitation has been made. So you get the opportunity to tell your side of the story or what prompted you to do what you did. So of course we will do that. And more importantly, in the agreement that we came up with within the guidelines, media people were not supposed to be in the second lane. And going forward, and what happened, because events that happened, media people could not capture. We are going to insist that this time the media become part of the second level. Please quiet, please quiet. So we will petition and make sure that the media now become so close so that events that showing things and whatever could have been prevented and the evidence would have been clear. Because when you have agents alone and you have a place where people want to intimidate you and everybody is in the same mindset, it will be difficult for us to get the actual picture. So I think we will also add that the media next time around must be closer to the action than where they were put like ordinary people. So, thank you.
Executives now and organizer and deputy secretary. Deputy secretary that attack nearby, it was planted by the regional executives now. Oh, mean to me can say planting, plotting, because say the media can not a meeting and I share edada. And to me, we exercise, and I'm yes, I'm here then. Me foul, and after say me bomb chairman here, what happened? No, my man, ya way say me then, me baho by then. Into what happened, he said, my radio me ye dear me foul no matie, dear or more cano. Into me, cocoa drew honor, not already no executives we had the kind then. Atana said that out to me cry my then, my elite. And one I made a cotton here with no time. Now I didn't know, so no almost over meeting. No, almost so see me, I then. Timmy, inside damn it, and within 5 to 10 minutes time, and I mean, who said, more inside there. Because, let me say, yeah, I will hold my way. My baha no more, no more, my need name also. Timmy, who ya no more trash and so. I will hold no man can say, plan 10, I executives, Ninian and I then. I, Eddie and I won't go for one almost bed and. Ebe mama hand say BBC na koso no.
Okay. Yes, sir, we go back to campaign.
If there are no more questions, we'll go back to the campaign.
One more question. Yes, last question.
So this one is direct to the campaign. First of all, what do you make of your candidate's temperament? And based on the narrations we've heard so far, the video that went viral, could the issues be managed in a separate or a different way? Unlike what we saw in the video.
Well, let me say that people have different ways in reacting to issues. There are other people, and you've even seen on social media, Honorable Alan Martin's person with the eyes and the rest. We have other people that came from the north and the northeast, but they are not ready to be on camera because of the fear of that intimidation. So for us, Honorable will address the media probably today or tomorrow. And then you can ask him the question that you want. But people have different way of reacting, especially when you have put so much time and investment to something like this, and you hear a call coming, this is happening to me, that your temper will just go up and you'll be able to react.
I'm asking you because you are the campaign manager.
But I can.
At point in time, you manage your candidate in that effect.
Well, what I'm saying, you wanted to know his reaction. That I don't manage reactions. It is after that I manage. So for me, he will be the best person. And if you don't like what has happened, you can talk to him. But I think that people react differently depending on how they see it serious. Because this was an election which he wasn't getting any call other than calls coming from northeast, which he believed that the people there should have behaved or known better. And so when that happens, reactions are differently expressed. And if it is perceived by you, you felt it's very strong, next time I'm going to manage him so that he doesn't get the strong message that you want to get. I do manage after.
Give your concluding remarks before you leave.
say so again.
Conclusion of our Agyapong campaign manager, I would like to say that I forgot of one thing, and that is some of my security agents, that is my guys that I brought, some of them were from Northeast region, but stayed in Accra, and their families were called that if they allowed those security guys to come to the house, they will come to the house and attack them. And for that matter, they have to even run to Upper East to hide for the next day for them to leave. So I think that it is a call that we have to talk to, the party hierarchy, to talk to everybody. This is internal affairs. Let us behave so that when we are elected, we get one person elected and we know His Excellency, the incoming president, that is Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong, will get elected come November 4th. Thank you very much.
I'm so cheap. I don't know that. I was for Mefa. I can't see Mahoma Tsunami Day. Ada a cheerful Yina Ase, Ewan Shiama, Yashie. M. Say, Binimo and Nika Mountain, the same so you cannot. I can't catch him. Yura Kennedy, Edi Nkunim, Wababe Tosum Yenu, Ewa Aba Etuyen, Midin Kai. Echiano, Esalutuno, Emanu, Eshen Kuran. Say, the Inyayeno, Adiacha, a brosocra. Because any papi cry, can't warm my contest here. Or look around, I am perceived leadership. You can't honorable Alan, about Dr. Baumia, and they try all the input tricks and whatever they want. But clearly, Honorable Ken. What sure said is a formidable force. What Chile said, one no waiting me about. Now, I can't see a coy. We wait to my cousin, Dr. Nya 600 and something, 65% or whatever. But they were expecting 75 or almost 80, in which you hear or say, Chimen's a case, okay, Nya 75 or 89 Yakase, Yamamo, Nunco. Midikaka say onya 900% kurangwa enkebesa atu abani bio and yeza akotu bio wo mienu akai edimi shema rehemu say akansi we na obia enim say aban enkrofo na erane the establishment. It was perceived that way. And obia kura establishment ni Actually, grandpa, oh, and China through one may see a baby say, why, and you know, dear, what you say, nipper page, man, a dorsal. And dear, a chair I buy a Jumaya for, and the party for now, Fena, Atos a year call, a sea of one. They are quite the showdown. And the Miss Rama, Munina, one person motor about Munya Akugudro. Now, the air banner, Kakrea Association, and Mabio. Because Ibesia no po. Bibia na wo akukudru atu aba because nipa ni pi kotu aba wa bra na wo busuro. They were intimidated. Ye de be share them, ye digi phone, ufre obi a wunya no. But ni na de betwem ya kansie because the wunya aye we no enya no ne de to aso echo. Level playing field na obi a was 0. And ye hona ye kona ye ne ye de agrona kwa kosie ni. And the mobile area, the Massipi, after the ambassador, me chere, you want to me say, me incite Bibia Emma said and call wrong with the Honorable Ken. He has not been misinformed. A runner or friend or no about what in the car, the chair, what can I say? Said, okay, I see Kalkum in Kokurum, the Motin Kokurum, and may dear, may dear, a Juma may can I may a Juma, and I want to me. Atiye se wanti o eno ko gina ho ka se mete me ne gina ho of course onim ne gina ho no bi di ne komo akoti ayire eno wa fa so akoka no wrong a wonim de wo kan enti mesremara said ye tibia mo aso mo kwa na bibi wo ho na mo ka na obi kura be kan de ya mo hwehwem because o mislead Paul Adumoshire ta o owura mu 12 o'clock later case is kura no Paul kura se ono no offering kraba offer play no na it was on the news it couldn't have been true and the ano mototo anua gumani notoriety and popularity and the no de ye shachire din ba ye bodjuma ye strategic na minim say ade a honorable Ken ayama ye party no be shene ni mojam come November 4 inshallah. Thank you very much. What petition has say the obi call asoche bia I think say chi ni kan no asoche bia na yam shishu say the bia ye kwakwa there be a place ya ni din no by honor papa boni o asema si bia no party no e fa so e de address the situation e hwema iye eto iye said the make am say bi kura say ye the cameras ye ma media people mu ba ho and can never be a case no ka e social media but ye yi mu free mu no enti ye ko na ye ko church mu a e de ensonso ye ba it improves the quality of our electoral process enti enye ade bi asese obi amane yam hihye so ye say honorable Ken emla disciplinary committee e kwa akotwe na so da bi ne sa na tie e wo mo no chenche a wo he no bi se bibi anko yi a ne ya flow se o mu twi ani ma ye betwi ani wo cheche mu no bi se emfa ke so so a na o ko baby and this adam person o ti ase
person bi se ni esi no my petition party one esi
se me di kan aka se e bi ni de me ka se ama camera fo ama e be petition ene ma ye ya anko yi enu nti e se o mo fa so e ye ene ma bi ye go minim se camera me o ha enka enema PCC ya ye peja paper ni ade nyina e bi sikumase asande rain I was we petition right away we stop it what you be anti motakashi and here you tell me stop me yi ballot no free ya mana to ye nyina rush ni ade ansa goto so but in some places anipa nyina aka bomu no ha contact room sa akoya ade ya beto won wa wo bedwan ye baga zo be wi adaka no kura and it depending where you are. And I think that we want sanity in the electoral process. And you better continue. I said the movie said the and you have to for me. The guidelines are you better election committee for Abaso, near police for Abaso, near electoral commission for Abaso. Madam Asipi, I'm sure.